Greetings, welcome to another episode of Proud to be Caribbean, a series where we showcase a Caribbean cultural ambassador who's actively promoting Caribbean culture throughout the world. My name is Marissa, and today we have the pleasure of speaking to the ultimate cultural ambassador, the one, the only, Mr. What You Know, Daniele Loveless. Welcome, welcome. So we're excited to see you here touring Atlanta. We're glad that you're here showcasing our culture throughout the world. How has the experience been so far?
The experience has been a really nice one, it's good to be out here in Atlanta. I think Atlanta has some really nice people. It's my first time in Atlanta, so I didn't really know what to expect, but happy to be here, grateful for the opportunity to travel again, because as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has had me under lockdown for the past 2 years. So happy to be here, happy to be touring the world again, and happy to be sitting with you, speaking with you today.
Love it. All right, so we like to start off just getting to know you a little bit on the other side of the world, outside of your business, right? So we're going to do a little game of would you rather.
Yeah.
Would you rather go to Maracas Beach or Manzanilla Beach?
Marcus. I think Marcus got more people, and I like people. So the more people, the better.
Makes sense. Would you rather bacon shack or some roti?
Roti. I think the roti have a more is the combination of the flavor that I like in the roti. The bacon shack, I love bacon shack, but the roti.
Roti win. All right, so last one. Do you prefer a cold red solo or a Malta?
Typical me, I drink water, so I wouldn't even pick between the both extremes. But in this case, I have to pick Malta. I think Malta might be the healthy option. That's good, healthy option. Yeah, I mean.
I got it. All right, so that's Daniele Loveless. All right, so let's jump right into it. For people who may not be familiar with your show, What You Know, and your personal brand, Daniele Loveless, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing.
Well, my name is Daniele Loveless. I've traveled to over 26 destinations worldwide and managed to build an audience of 1 million followers across platforms, 30 million views on YouTube. What You Know, it's an entertainment series that features interviews with persons from different parts of the world, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. These persons are usually asked general knowledge questions, and we test their general knowledge. And if they answer questions correctly, they usually win grand prizes such as, vacations to different places, cash prizes, valuables, phones, televisions, etc. So that's a little bit about what we do. The funny part of the show is when people answers questions incorrectly. When people answer questions incorrectly, people usually have a good time. They laugh, they learn, because the show is all about education through entertainment. So it's all about the merging of laughter and learning at the same time. So that's What You Know in a nutshell.
All right, I love it. All right, so those numbers were extremely impressive. Tell us a little bit about your journey. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but in terms of building your brand, how did you get to where you are now?
Well, the journey was a really interesting one. I think that I learned a lot of lessons along the way. The journey was a fun one, because I think that success lies within the journey, and not only the final destination. So I think I took a lot of pride in enjoying the little steps that I needed to take to get to where I am today. Was it intentional? Very much so, yes. Because I like to act with intention, and move forward with intention and purpose. So it was with intention, maybe not always knowing exactly why I was doing what I was doing all the time, but I knew that I had a deeper purpose that I needed to follow, and it just took a little work to actually figure out what my real purpose was. And it's a continuous thing that I continue to figure out, but I think that each day I get closer and closer into just figuring out how I can be more impactful to the world.
And I know you referenced that before, acting with purpose and having a deeper purpose than just hype, helps you to build a strong brand, a memorable brand for sure. But so we know that you're successful now, but I'm pretty sure there were challenges along the way. Tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you had to overcome.
Well, the top two challenges that I faced, in a career like this is, number one, having people take you seriously. People in terms of supporters, one. The corporate world, you have, corporate giants looking at you, but then at the same time, You're just this guy who runs around on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago and asks people questions. Before, in 2017, 2016, the show was not as polished as it is today. So, it took some time for people to realize that, this guy is here to stay, and not just, this social media experiment that is going to just continue experimenting on the streets. So that was one of the challenges that took a lot of work to do, because I needed to take a lot of criticism that I got as well from people and use it to refine the show, the quality of the show, the production value of the show. I needed to to work on a lot of stuff with myself and how I carry myself, what I do, the places I'm seeing, the places I associate myself with, the foods I eat, the things I do, because I realized that the more I took those things seriously, the more people would take me seriously. So that was one of the challenges, and another one of the challenges was separating the What You Know brand from my personal brand. I felt like people tied me up in the What You Know brand alone, and I felt like I was so much more than just What You Know. So I feel like Daniel Loveless was a really motivational person as well, really inspiring person, entertaining person, and he brought a lot more to the table than just What You Know. So Daniel Loveless, the persona that I created, was just lost in What You Know. So I needed to now do some work in separating that and showing people the person who I am, which is Daniel Loveless, is so much more than just that funny guy on the street. I can motivate people. I'm a fit person. I make healthy decisions. I develop myself. I read a lot. I do a lot. I want to inspire people a lot. I want to educate people a lot. I love the community. I love to give back to people. I love to see people happy. I love charity. So I just needed to show people, and that was a big challenge, because here's this guy just running around the streets asking people questions. No one's taking you seriously. They're just like, hey, that guy from What You Know, that's the funny guy, that's the clown. And I didn't want to be known as just that. I wanted to be known as, oh yeah, that's the guy. He's motivational, entertaining, educational, inspiring, and he is all that, but he produces What You Know. So that's just a facet of what I do, and I think that I continue to attempt to do a good job at separating the brands. Just like your funds, you have a business, you don't want to commingle your funds, you want to separate it. So the separation was difficult, and those were some of the challenges that I faced as a creator.
So, just from what you just answered, it sounds like you discovered, or you already had and amplified, a strong sense of self, and that helped you to build your personal brand and your creative brand and give you a strong sense of purpose, which is a part of the process a lot of creatives miss. So could you share with us some of the things you did to understand who you are and build from there?
To understand who I was, and it's a thing about it that I haven't fully figured out as yet, because it's a continuous process. You think, just when you think you know is when you don't know. What you know, now you know. Yeah, so it's a continuous process, but some of the things that I did to continue to improve and understand self, the Japanese actually call it Kaizen, continuous self-improvement. But one of the things I did was, spending time alone, sitting and really trying to understand who I am really, because in the entertainment industry it could be very easy to lose yourself in the hype, to lose yourself in the what you know. I hype all the time. This is who I am. And in the very early stages of my career, I thought that was who I was, just the guy, high energy all the time or whatever. And then I realized that that's not really who I am. It's a persona that I put out there. I do what I need to do. But who am I really? And then when I dug deep in myself and I realized that, wow, you're really a motivational person. You like to entertain, you like to connect with people, you like to motivate people, you like to inspire people. And you like to give back. I defined why I do what I do. And that made it a lot more meaningful. I was actually, this is one of the years, 2021, that I felt like I got a hold of myself. Like I had a hold of everything before, career, everything, money, but now this year, I feel like, you got a hold of yourself. So it's like I exist independently, and that feeling is so liberating. And just some of the things that I did to get to that place was reading, listening to a lot of motivational stuff on YouTube, studying the people who went before me, people who have even more. I think I'm successful, but people who way more success than me. I think I have money, but I have people way more money. Yeah, you think you make $10,000? Well, damn, there's somebody who made $100,000. You think you make 100,000? Somebody who made a million. You think you're a millionaire? Oh, there's a billionaire. You think you're a billionaire and you're top of the world, the richest person in the world? Well, there's a creator better than you. So it's like always somebody better than you. So learning from people who went before me was able to help me to define who I am and really get, that sense of self.
I love it. Okay, so we talked about you having a strong sense of self, a strong sense of purpose. Something that I don't want to get lost in this source because it's very important. You know your data, you know your metrics, you know the numbers as to how you're performing, which I'm sure helped get corporate endorsements and sponsorship, etc. What advice would you give to Caribbean creatives in terms of being on top of their numbers and their data? Because we tend to forget about that in the Caribbean.
I would say focus on your why, focus on your content, focus on being consistent. The numbers will always come. That's what I focus on. I focus on consistency, giving my best every single time. And I just find that the numbers come naturally. Consistency is a hell of a thing. You gotta show the world that you are here to stay. And that is something that has done a lot for me. Because in the second year of doing what I do, I heard a lot of people, which I wrote about in the book that I'm writing called What You Didn't Know. I heard a lot of people say the hype will die, people get tired of you, what are you gonna do, and the views start to dip and it's like, I was like, I'm not gonna allow that to happen. And once you believe in why, so that's why the why is so deep. And people ask, how to build a successful, I want to start a YouTube channel, how to get 100, no, it's not about getting hundreds or thousands of views, but it's having a purpose. Just have a purpose for what you're doing. And once your purpose drives you, I could do what I do and 2 people view it, but because the purpose drove it, and I know I gave my best, it doesn't matter if 2 people looked at it. But it so happens that 200,000 people. So, lucky that, because the sponsors might not like 2, 3 views. Thank you to the people for looking, and keep looking at it. I'm talking about purpose here, but keep looking at my videos. 2 views probably might turn security deals. Yeah.
So just to wrap it up, you kind of alluded to this. COVID-19 has impacted a lot of creatives throughout the Caribbean, throughout the world. How have you adjusted your brand?
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, I wasn't worried. I have this thing where most times other people are worried about certain things, get worried. Oh my God, we lost this. Oh my God, the panic. And it's like, most of the time I'm a very solution-minded individual. Like some of the worst things will happen ever. It's like, oh, okay, what do we do? No, it has happened, but what do we do now? And that is the question that I ask myself. All right, in a pandemic, you can't travel, lockdown. It crashed my whole plans for 2020 because in 2020, I started touring the world. I did 8 destinations and I had so many other plans. Nigeria, Ghana, Dubai, Australia, so many other places I had to go that I planned to go, and lockdown came and I wasn't able to do any of those things. And it was like, okay, cool, what do? I switched to virtual, operated virtually, repackaged a lot of my content, and I just did what I needed to do. You just do the work. As you begin to do the work, the rewards will come, and you need to, as a creative, you need to be solution-minded. That's my big thing. You need to be solution-minded. A lot of things will happen. Sometimes it might go mash up. Sometimes you might lose a piece of content. Sometimes you anticipated a video to do so many views. It didn't do the amount of views. But you know what? You just keep going. So I just kept going. That's what I kept doing for 2 years. And I just did what I needed to do instead of sulking and. And the 2 years passed, and here I am, traveling the world again. And if I had to do it again, I'll do it again. I lock down again, I had to stay home again, I'll do it again. I just do what needs to be done. As long as I have life in my body, just give my best. Wake up every day, give my best, and the reward shall come every time.
Love it. Well, Daniel, we just want to say we appreciate the intentionality you have behind your brand, what you're doing for Caribbean culture. We love it. We support you. Looking forward to seeing what comes next. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. Yes, indeed. This was To Be Caribbean, proud to be Caribbean. We were featuring Mr. Daniel Loveless. If you didn't know, now you know. Yeah, yeah.